Despite my rather low opinion of the third-party developer Rivet Games, their Island Line 2022 is still my favourite train sim world route. One of many things I was looking forward to as part of the UK trip was finally going to the Isle of Wight, a place whose railway history has fascinated me for over a decade at this point. In addition to the former District Line trains, this video will also feature 2 steam locomotives, but more on them later. The day of our visit was Monday the 5th of May. As one might expect, our adventure started at Ryde Pier Head after catching the ferry down from Portsmouth Harbour. This is easily one of the most unusual stations I've ever visited, thanks to its location on the end of a pier half a mile out to sea. The station first opened in 1880, but it's now a shadow of its former self. At one point, there were 4 tracks here, but that was reduced to 2 in 1967, and only one of the surviving tracks is still in use as of 2025. This is 484005, one example of the 5-strong Class 484 fleet. These trains were rebuilt from ex-London Underground D78 stock units, and entered service on the Isle of Wight in 2021. They're similar in concept to the Class 230, albeit with a noticeably less extensive rebuild, and for a rough idea of what the 484s would have looked like when they were brand new, this is a model of the original D78 stock on display at the London Transport Museum. The journey from Ryde Pier Head to Shanklin takes around 26 minutes to complete, and I thought I'd film the view out the window as far as Ryde St John's Road.
Here we go. Take it away, driver. Take it away. It's a lot of beans limited cut.
The next station is Ryde Pier. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
We done the best one. I want to come out of the hotel, we come every down to the station, we're down here about an hour almost. And they stand out, the boxing train broke down the way, and we couldn't get out the first place. And they'll get a fucking cab down to bloody Shanklin.
Road. Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Mind the gap.
It wasn't long before we reached the southern terminus at Shanklin. This station wasn't always the terminus, as the line used to continue a further 4 miles to Wroxall and Ventnor, but that section closed in 1966. The current Island Line timetable is different from what you get in Train Sim World, as indicated by 484005 having a 15-minute layover here before heading back up the line. In the TSW timetable, the layover is only around 3 minutes. After heading off to the nearby shops for lunch, we got back to the station and ended up riding aboard 484005 again. On the way back to Ryde, we called in to Smallbrook Junction. Smallbrook Junction Station opened in 1991, and it's quite unusual due to its complete lack of road or even pedestrian access. The sole purpose of this station is to provide a transfer between the Island Line and Isle of Wight Steam Railway. Before continuing further up the line, we'll watch some activity here at Smallbrook Junction, with this locomotive being LMS Ivatt 2MT tank number 41313, one of 2 Ivatt tanks based on the island.
me.
Hiya! Do any of you guys travelling with us?
I recognised the last two coaches on Calbourne's train, because these two, numbers 4112 and 6369, are the ones that come with the old Isle of Wight add-on for Train Simulator Classic. Why only these two coaches were included with the route, and not any other coaches from this line's fleet as well, is anyone's guess. As for W24 Calbourne herself, she was built in 1891, and is now the sole survivor of the London and South Western Railway O2 class. Seeing her painted in southern malachite green was a welcome change from the excessive amount of engines I saw in BR liveries. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to ride on the Heritage Line to Wootton, so instead, I eventually went back up the line to Ryde. My adventure on the Isle of Wight's railway system ended at Ryde Esplanade, as we needed to catch the hovercraft back to the mainland. From what I gather, the service from Ryde to South Sea is one of the last commercial hovercraft services left anywhere in the world, and it drops you off next to the very same funfair where an episode of Mr. Bean was filmed. After getting back to Portsmouth, I thought I'd see what the Southern Class 377 was like, and went for a ride as far as Chichester. Stay tuned for the video that features the rest of my footage from this station. I hope you found this video interesting, in the same way that I thought it was utterly surreal to finally visit one of my favourite parts of England in real life.